make a fool. It is like you're looking at me. It is I that connect you to me. This meeting will end by 4. Excuse me, in the house today, in my house, excuse me, it amazed me. It amazed me today. I was amazed in the midst of my room privately. I look at God and say, Lord, I have preached for 32 years. I didn't take 1 naira from Locust Army offering box for any personal thing. And I have not taken 1 naira people sowed seed to me for 32 years for anything personal. Then I said to God, if you are the one that made me that way, you tried. Excuse me, I was telling him when you are not around. I told him in my private room. I told him, I said, if you're the one that made a man that way, I said, if you're the one that made a man think that way, I want to ask Locust Army, you started building in Ghana, how much do you have? Those of us who have an account of building, how much is remaining in building account? We are standing in front of Life Lodge. Is there anybody who knows how it was built? If you know, raise your hand. And have I slept there one day? I have not slept there one day, and I will never sleep. And in case you don't know, I'm living in a rented house, and I built this. And should I preach? I'm already blessed. The blessed is a joke. I said, I didn't say taking 1 naira from offering of Locust Army. I didn't spend 1 naira from my offering, from the seed people gave me. There are, I told you sometimes I bleed. There are people that go extra mile to make me happy. Somebody will go and sell a very expensive trinklet and look at me for love and give it to me and be bleeding. You use this money as a girl. You use everything she has, she sold, gave it to me for love. You put it in a project people don't feel anything about. I had a pastor talk about how much he spent in his family house every month. How much he spent in domestic expenses every month. A pastor had it from a pastor. He was trying to boast. Then, because I remember it in the house, then I asked myself, how much do I spend? Since this week, have we cooked? Is today not Sunday? I was asking myself in the house, I said, how much do I spend in a month for domestic expenses? And then somebody said, we are all servants of God. I said, me and you, we are not serving the same God. There's something else you are serving. I've asked you an important question. I said, how much is remaining in the building offering, in the building account? And we are building 104 room and building cathedral. And somebody said I should stand here beyond 4. Why? His eyes. If I can't see Yahweh Nothing will make me live that way. If not for what I am seeing, it is not possible on earth. So I would like you to pray. I'm not going to ask you to be something that you are not. You see, because the difference between men and gods, why I don't fear fallen gods, is because I can see them. You don't fear something you can see. I know their power. I know their blindness. I know their nakedness. Listen, it is eyes that made me, as you look at me here, it is eyes that made me not to relate with money. Since I was born, I've never related with money. And I will never. And in case you're listening to me, there is no man of God living that I want to copy. Maybe you didn't hear what I said. I said there is no man of God on earth now that is living on earth now I want to copy. I want to be like. It's not possible for me. It's not possible for me. I should copy a family man. You're younger than me, but you have to live in your house for 20 years with your wife. What is there for me to copy in you? There is nothing. Whatever you want to boast about is in the realm of carnality. They will all perish. Excuse me, whatever you want to, whatever that thing you see pastors boasting about, they are boasting that because they can't see God. Why they are boasting about those things? Because God decided to hide himself from them because they are already greedy. They are already greedy and materialistic. So God made up his mind to hide himself from them that they might wander away into themselves. Soon they will cross over into eternity. And nothing will cross with them except their empty self. I said they are what? All those in their boats will not cross now. They are under fire. When they cross the tin gate, those things won't cross. Their wife will not cross. Their children will not cross. Their car will not cross. What will cross with them is their value. The only thing that will cross with them, they don't understand it. They don't understand it because they don't know where they are going. That place they are going, they don't know is where I came from to this place. They don't want to listen to me. If they think I'm doing just preaching, am I not living a life? Have I not just given a testimony? Huh? I said, have I not given a testimony? Have I not said something? Huh? This life is not before you. Excuse me, I took the camp to my village beside the family house so that I can hear my story. So that not hearing you can see it. So that you wouldn't say that I came to Lagos to come and do township ministry. I want you to meet those that know my past. Not only knowing my past, they should know my family. That if my family produce criminals, you should hear it. And then somebody's talking about power. Power is shouting. Excuse me. If I turn from this path, I will not be on earth. I don't want to stay here for any stupid life. You know, look at me. We are all ranked. We are. If you're looking at me, we have ranks. We have ranks in God. It's not just about preaching. All of us came here with ranks. And then it is what we see that tells us, what you see that tells us your rank. God does not rank gods with men. I say God. No, it doesn't rank gods. When this is Aaron and this is Moses, he called him and said, Aaron, I said, look here. This one that is Moses is your God. He didn't rank them together. And so, is there not something that Moses know about Aaron that he shouldn't bother about? Sometimes some people never heard that they are helping shepherd. Excuse me, you're helping me. All the things that Lucas and have is with me. I don't understand you. This help he said is from where? The purpose of this building, everything that was bought is with me. The land is with me, everything you have. And then the price I paid is not speaking for gain. Something I have done for almost 60 years is before God. The burnings, the pen. I stood before you here and I wrote and I rehearsed 4 songs in one night. And I got those 4 songs in 1 hour. The Lord told me that before 4 o'clock, I should manifest all the gifts in the Bible. All. Almost all. I will manifest almost 95% of the gift in the Bible here before it's 4. So that you don't. So when we stay in a place where we are waiting, because I was born to wait all my life. My life is not about manifestation. If I start terrible manifestation, then I'm about to leave the earth. If I start terrible, because I was born for terrible manifestations. It's not a miracle that your people are looking. It's going to be in the street after the manner of old. All these one people are accusing God, they're accusing pastor, they are wasting their time. When the time comes, they will see rattle. Talking about it will, excuse me, it will not be. In fact, I was born, like I used to tell you, I was born to make men change their mind, to remove insult from the church. You see, but I'm not going to do it during the time of my waiting, so that I will not have accident. No. It takes me a lot of humility to respect some people. You see, because I'm already there. If a pastor believes that God, that you can touch, you can say anything, he should organize a program on attacking gods. No, he should call a program God of Gods and start attacking gods in the heaven. Beside the sea. No, he should be mentioning ancient. Excuse me, you don't know how these people are. These people are very far from the earth. If you want to know how powerful God can punish men, if I want to end your life, I will call you out here and give you a microphone and ask you to insult a God. We stay in this Lagos and see you after 3 days. After the insult. So I would like you to pray in a second and say, Lord, lighten my eyes. Lighten my eyes, oh divine God. Oh, divine personality that own heaven. Somebody go ahead and pray that prayer. You're not going to go down. You will not go down. Seredo potura brashakato muskalia. Libre gede dobo santolia rababa. Ye preto masoprata laba. Ye didumo santolia rakapatos. Father, as we hear your word, be merciful to us. Thank you for abundant blessings in Jesus' name. Now you be seated, please. This meeting now is going to enter into fire through a gradual process. And the last part of this program in the church in the morning is just testimony. It's just testimony that is remaining. Coronation. Happiness. Dancing before God. The enemies are conquered. I didn't hear an amen. I said when we return in the morning, it's all about testimonies. It's all about worship. It's all about thanking God. It's all about celebrating. Telling everybody about the goodness of your God. Hallelujah. So quickly, I will be sharing on the eyes is an irreplaceable value of God's. The eyes is an irreplaceable value of God's. The eyes is an irreplaceable value of God's. Now, God's live from their eyes. The eyes of God represent their being. Let me say again. I said the eyes of God represent their being. The eyes of God represent their being. Now, Jehovah is separated from gods, from eyes. The difference between God and other gods, whether they are gods of revelation, like Moses, like Jesus, like the church, or fallen gods. What the separation is eyes. The difference between you, between Jesus and us, is eyes. Everybody on earth live his eyes. We live out. Anytime decision come to us, we depend on eyes to make choice. Let me say again. I said we depend on eyes to make choice. So each time you want to make choice about anything, I would like you to consider what you're seeing about yourself and your future, so that you can depend on it to make decisions you will not regret. There are so many ways of explaining eyes. You can call it thought. You can call it revelation. Sometimes it can even be a gift. But eyes, if there is no eyes, there cannot be relationship. So God knows. That is why in ancient time, they call prophets the eyes of God. That is people who have ability to look into the heart of God and interpret it. Now, this season is lion season. And it will require the eyes of the lion to interpret it. Do you know why we should not compete? It is not possible for God to give two men the same kind of eyes. Two women the same kind of eyes. It's not possible. If you're here, you're a young man and you want to get married, you must care about what a girl is seeing. You must care about what a boy is seeing. You have to care about it. You see, because you're going to live with that thing she's seeing. That thing she's seen is her life. You know, the eyes is the candle of the soul. Excuse me. If you don't care about it and get married to her, when she comes into your house, you will care about it. It is not what you're showing people that matters. It's what they have ability to see. It's not what you're showing people. Everybody was born with eyes. Do you know why fallen gods are afraid? It is because of the, all fallen gods have eyes. After all, it is eyes that made them gods. Don't forget that these men and women were on earth. And by what they could see, they took a place in the firmament. But by what they could see. It was what they could see while they were on earth that secured them a firmament, an eternal place. And then why some people who couldn't see it were taken away. People perish through their eyes and people meet God through eyes. Now why those gods built the firmament is that why they were on earth as human beings, they had the ability to see the heavens. Why do you want to say that two people that are seeing two different things are alike? How can two people who are seeing two different things be alike? If you see Israel coming out of Egypt, what Moses was seeing separated him from Joshua, separated him from Aaron. And then Aaron was separated from Hor, from what he was seeing. And then the difference between Joshua and Caleb was sight. In all ruling societies, people save their life through their eyes. Now, I am going to help you quickly. I'm going to help quickly now. I am going to help quickly. Now, listen. When you hear fallen gods, there are deities that have eyes to see. But many of them died blind. Because even though they can see, they didn't have capacity to see God the way God is. Or see Satan the way Satan is. Can I tell you something? I would like to write down in your paper. I've never said it anywhere, but I want to say to somebody direct. It is not possible for God to show another person how he is. Exactly. It's not possible. I don't want to forget what I just said. No matter how close you are to your husband, you will never know him up to 80%. I like making statements. I said, no matter how close you are to your wife, you will never know her up to 80%. You don't have capacity to know her. It doesn't matter how long she has stayed with you. So, because of the nature of God, God does not reveal people, does not reveal himself to men, the totality of his person. So when God wants to come to you, he considers what your eyes can see and reveal that part to you. He considers what you can see and they reveal that part and keep himself. Yes. When Jesus was born, God revealed to Jesus the son part in him, S-O-N, and then kept himself as Yahweh from Jesus. So Jesus doesn't know God as Yahweh. He knows God that made him a son. Because Yahweh cannot reveal who he is to his son. He cannot reveal who he is. That you're living with me, does it make you know me? How? How do you know me? How? Listen, I'm a pastor. I'm inside myself. Yes. Now, I should tell people a secret. I should tell people a secret. Now, a lot of people don't know that why I'm not dispatched. Yeah, why I'm not dispatched, I'm not touched. It's because I don't have close relationship with people. I would have had it if I had wife. There are some things she would have known about me. Maybe because she lie on my bed. Or maybe because she see me close. Because I don't have somebody who sees me close. I remain a person. So I'm not dispatched. That's why I can't be wounded. And then somebody says, Shepherd, you taught 4 songs. I say, yes. I taught 4 songs because I'm a person. And I'm not dispatched. So I remain unveiled in myself. So I can connect to Yahweh in the totality. In the totality. Excuse me. I want to tell you secrets. Because secrets is power and principle. Now, you don't look for power. You are power. In case you are. Yes. You are power in case. And if you're a warrior and you like prayer, please, prayer is an activity of fallen men. God relate with us in our being. You don't insult Yahweh by making him to ignore who you are and be asking him something you don't supposed to have. When you say, oh God, he looks at you. And then nothing is as precarious as living without knowing who you are. If you don't know who you are, then you can't meet God. If you don't know what your eyes sees, that is why Africans are not rich. They are not rich because they ignore themselves and looking for something they will get. They think that God is an idiot. Who will give somebody something because he will say, yeah. Where? It's impossible. Praying to God, ignoring who you are, amounts to noise. That is why all beings of rich value, they get rich from themselves. I tell somebody something. Can I tell you something? You know, money is everywhere. What we don't have is men of rich value. Those that have ability to draw money. You see, because wherever you see, businesses makes demand on trustworthiness, and trustworthiness makes demand on value. There is nothing, if a man is born a liar, there is nothing you can make him, that you can do to him to make him to stop lying. And then if how can God make a liar rich? If that guy is born a liar, he's already saying it's not trustworthy. And not being trustworthy disqualify him from riches. It's automatic. Now, do you know why Jesus conquered death? He has 7 eyes. He has 7 eyes. That means everywhere in his head are eyes. That we call it totality of vision. That is, he can see anything. Not everything about God. everything about himself and his world. When Jesus was on earth, because he didn't see God, he saw Christ. God didn't reveal to him the millennial kingdom. So he saw the spiritual kingdom of heaven. Please hear me. If people don't hear me and they are trying to commit their life into prayer, frustration will not end. You see, because they will keep on deceiving themselves. A girl was born. Instead of looking at herself, and look at the eyes she has, and to see what can connect her to her kind of man, she totally ignore that thing she is, and she's looking for a man she believes there's an idiot that will run into her. So she will say, oh God, connect me to a man. If a man is connected to you, is there no eyes through which two of you can live? I want to ask somebody something. How does a man that has power to see live with somebody blind comfortably in the same house? In the first place, what is a contact? So gods know the eyes is everything. The firmament are everywhere now. Listen, there are so many unoccupied firmament in eternity, and men are looking for honor. It's so many unoccupied firmament, and people are looking for power. They cannot connect to those firmament because they don't have eyes to see it. And not having eyes to see it, interpret the valuelessness of their persons. Because blindness is valueless. It is not possible to check a life that can see. What I mean is to bring discipline to them. Anybody who is not sure of what is seen is already wasted. I say this. That is why when God wants to give you destiny, he will say, see. See. He will not show you everything. He will show you things that concern you. He will say, this is your life. Open your eyes. Why he has to ask you to see is because he wants to end your life in your eyes. He will end life in our eyes. Now, when your life is ended through eyes, then you become powerful. A lot of people who are blind are fighting. How can somebody who is blind fight somebody who is seeing? It is in sight that we win. I told you about a deity that came to fight me, and the Lord said, "Don't reply to a fallen deity." He said, "You cannot waste your time with a goddess that can't see." Then he said to me, "Say whatever that made that goddess powerless is what killed her." That is why when men can't see, they live in regret. I said on the first day, I said the earth is swallowing people. Do you know why it's swallowing people? The earth is swallowing people because, you see, the earth brought a system of corruption and death. And then when men come into the earth, they follow a pattern that kill men. They follow that kill men. Because that is, they come into the wheel. And the thing will start moving them. But that was a pattern Satan created so that they will not be able to conquer him. So when I was born, the Lord said to me, he said, don't follow that pattern. It will lead you to death. He said, don't follow what? Excuse me, I told you, I wasn't sure when I was telling you. I said, I've never taken dime for local Samuel frame box for 32 years. I've never taken dime from what I have. So what is my hope? Why am I living? Have you ever asked, well, how am I happy? How do I stay? You don't ask. Who keep me busy? What was I thinking inside? It was God. Eyes. I am tamed by the eyes. The support of God gives to us is support of eyes. The difference between men and God is eyes. It is blindness that makes men perishable. It is blindness that makes them fear. Because they can't see. Somebody say, she dreamt one dream. They want to kill her. I said, do you think that dying is easy? Do you think to kill a man is a joke? To take a man's life to make him cross takes a lot of meetings and agreement. People have to support their death before you can kill them. Let me say again. I said because man is free moral. Man have to support his death before he can die. When people refuse to accept death, then you don't force them. And death is meant for people who prepare. Those who know the way of life, that have eyes to see life, they will never prepare for death. They prepare for life. And if a man prepares for life, he cannot lose his life. If a man prepares for life, he can't lose his life. Those who died prepare for death. You don't afflict a seaman because he doesn't follow the path of death. He knows his way because he can see his way. There is no deity. Now listen. The relationship between God and God is established on eyes. And there is no God, there is no goddess that will ordain a sorcerer without giving the sorcerer eyes. It's not possible. It's not possible for service to be effective, relationship to be effective between us and God without eyes. You have to know to serve well. You have to know to be in relationship. You have to see to be rich. Jesus had eyes, and then the completeness of vision, and the eyes produce horns. 7 eyes, 7 horns, which produce what is called the character, the spirit character in Isaiah chapter 11, 1 to 3. But the eyes in chapter 5 and 6 of Revelation. That is where the eyes is revealed. Now, if you're a young man and 2 ladies are in your mind to marry, one of the ways to know one among them, when you come close to them, you will meet their eyes. The difference between a fool and a wise man is just eyes. Nobody hides it. It is eyes that magnet you to the girl and say, come. Even though I used to be confused, now I'm close. I know that this one can be part of me. Every day, please hear this. Please hear this. Every day, the eyes agree with horns and then manifest character. If I preach from here, from now till 12 in the afternoon, there are things, some people, there are capital character of people that can't change. If they die 1,000 times and come back to life 1,000 times, that character can't leave them. Because that character is a product of their eyes. Excuse me, how do I struggle with greed? How do I struggle with greed when I know that I'm not of this world? How? How do you afflict me? How does Satan afflict me when I have taken nothing from the earth? How do I go to grave when I have not transacted anything? I say I have not. So my soul is free. Litmus. And then somebody say, Sheba, you need help. I said, how do you help a deity? I have already told you that I don't want to take anything. So even the one you want to give me, I will not still take it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The one you want to give me, that time you say you're giving me seed, I didn't do anything with your seed. Excuse me. If you're here, you gave me first fruit. I didn't do anything with your first fruit. This is they are seed there for you. All I need to do is to keep it for you and find out God's will so I can invest it for you to see it. So it's not double honor for you. So how does a man that can see be removed from power? How? How does a man that can see be separated from discipline? I give you a gift before I run out of it. I give you a direct gift. If you want to be divine on earth, use your eyes. Don't live like ordinary people. Follow what you're seeing. If God has given you eyes, then He has settled you. He has settled you forever. Don't allow any temptation, because there cannot be immortality until there is clear vision. When people don't have anything they see, they follow the path of darkness and hand over their life to vanity. Hand over. Excuse me, believers are willingly selling their life to the angel of wealth, including pastors. So what happened? And they are carrying a pastor from hospital to hospital. The thing that is causing him or her to go to hospital came into her system from where? It's a broken life. I say it's a life that was broken from greed, from materialism, from inferiority complex. You see, because it is inferiority complex that causes greed. You want to impress people. How can somebody who can see impress another blind person? Normally, somebody who can see should feel inferior. Naturally. It's just like somebody came as a god on earth and he tried to envy a man. How? How does immortality envy perishability? How does somebody who can see envy a blind man? That is why when God gives men certain eyes, eternally they will be irreplaceable. Eternally. You can't replace Moses. We can only have a prophet like him. We can't replace Jesus. When I was born and I discovered that nothing is joined to me, Nothing. Nothing is joined to me. Joined. Nothing. Not a car, not even a trouser. Any day I put on a shoe on my leg, or I wear a shirt, I know that somebody else will wear it the same minute. Like when I put on this one, I know that somebody else should hear it. You should take this once, 2 times, and then it's out. Why must I wash this clothes 3 times? Why must I keep on wearing and washing it? Somebody should wear it new. Except that those of us who like iron clothing, yeah, I've got maroon. Yeah, I've got maroon. I've got maroon anyhow. Yeah, this is maroon. So maroon is not up anyhow. Those who came into Galilee, the person I gave my maroon jacket, I came to Galilee with one maroon jacket, and I know who I gave it before I came there. All my maroons are still with me. Oh, yes. There is no frustration in sight. Don't look for anything eyes didn't connect you to. And then don't joke with things eyes connected you to. When God wants to move your life forward, He shows you the invisible. And then the invisible is meant for those who have eyes to see it. Now, if you look at 11:27 of the book of Hebrews, when we read it now, I'm going to leave it. Hebrews chapter 11:27. He's talking about Moses. Go ahead.
By faith he forsook Egypt.
Yes.
Not fearing the wrath of the king,
yes.
For he endured at seeing him who is invisible.
The Bible says that is 11:27 of Hebrews. He said he endured because he had capacity. He had to see him who is invisible. If you look at 24 of that same Hebrew, the Bible says Moses decided. He decided not to answer what people were calling him. I said he decided not to answer what people were calling him. He decided not to answer it. Because of what he was seeing, he know that people were calling him what he's not. Look at 24. They say, Moses, you are son of Pharaoh's daughter. He says, it's a lie. He said, you're a liar. I will never be son of Pharaoh's daughter. Can you read it? If you're looking at me, people like calling you what you are not. But except you know who you are, you will answer whatever they call you. Except you know who you are, you accept whatever they put on you. Can you read it now? He said, Moses, you are Pharaoh. Moses said, no. Go ahead.
By faith, Moses, when he was come to years,
by faith, Moses, when he has come to years,
refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter.
The Bible says he refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. He refused. They said, Moses, you are Pharaoh's daughter. But Moses said, never. When John Baptist came on earth in John chapter 1, they were saying, John. He said, John, you are one of the prophets. John, you are. They tell us that Elijah will come back. John, you are Elijah. John said, no. He said, John, you are behaving like Jeremiah. John said, no. They said, John, we're expecting a Messiah. You're like that Messiah. John said, no. They said, what tell us? John consulted his eyes. He said, I'm a voice. He consulted his eyes. He said, I am a voice that is crying in the wilderness. It was eyes that told him. There is no tangible miracle without eyes. All these gods, listen, it is very, very risky on earth for somebody who is not sure what he's seeing to be fighting a God that built a firmament in the heaven through eyes. If you're here, you're from Edo State, do you know how long Olokun has lasted? How many Edo men has lasted that? It is eyes of preservation that gave that girl, Olokun, a goddess, and made her a territorial spirit over the Edo people. Do you know how long Uchu has lasted? It is eyes that preserve her. Do you know how long Joseph has lasted? Do you know how long Esther lasted? And yet people are getting destroyed. Excuse me. We can open people's eyes, but eyes comes from God, the original eyes. Somebody who is looking at me, don't turn. Don't turn from that character that eyes has produced. You cannot say you don't know. There is no divinity in blindness. There is no outstanding dominion in confusion. Outside eyes, every other thing is confusion. Men die trying things. If I can't see what I should see, I have a lot of options. And then in the first place, how will I know that this meeting will be held outside? How can I fight seeing God? How can when I'm going to go if I can't see her? How will I know what it takes to sack her? All these ones who are watching me from the sea, I'm also watching them. I can see them. Nothing is more painful like lacking ability to see a demon that can see you. I say lacking ability to see a demon that can see you. A demon will have to go blind to lose his power. So it is not possible for a blind Christian to be powerful. So eyes is everything to God. If God didn't show you the way to serve him, you can't serve him. You can't have boldness. So the beginning of lasting service is assurance of vision. Can I call somebody to order? Anytime God bless you with unique revelation, sometimes it's not regular, but don't joke. He has blessed you. Some revelation, please, I say this into somebody here, I need to hear me. Some revelation come to men once in a lifetime. Some revelations come to men once in a lifetime. Somebody who is intelligent here, I want you to know there are some things you have seen that can never repeat. It can never repeat. Not only that God will never repeat it to you, he will not show another person that. It is not possible. It is, please hear me. It is not possible for God to give another person the eyes of shepherd of mankind. Shepherd of mankind is an eyes. It's an eyes that produce horn for an office. So if a man can't see and is confused, how does he become powerful? A man have not gathered himself together and you're declaring prosperity on him. How? How does God make? God does not take responsibility of making men rich. He will never. Can I tell you something? In 45:7, Joseph, please look here. Joseph told his brothers, he said, God sent me to you to preserve you because you can't preserve yourself. You don't have eyes to see. I said, you don't preserve men with money. You preserve them with eyes. When I became a preacher, the Lord asked me to take altar. If you go to Galilee, Galilee is the only place we have 5-layer altar of the local army. And then that altar went to that plate. And my brothers ignored those altars. Ignore the altar that have capacity to help them. They already have burning cherubs. And then they're asking me to give them physical money. They will not get it. God did not ask me to give them money. He asked me to build an altar for them, to seek him. If they refuse to seek him, then they will remain poor. If they refuse to kneel at that altar, pain will not live their lives. So try thinking of telling me that I should dole you money after I've given you an altar. It's a misnomer. Yes. It's an abuse of content. It's illegal. Punishable by multiple anger of God. Now listen. Don't allow so many elemental bodies to face you at the same time. When everlasting fire is coming, sword of the spirit is coming. You will survive. And then deaf and dumb angels are following people up and down. There are angels that you don't give them command 2 times. Yeah, they are deaf and dumb. They are used to do odd jobs. That is, if God tells them to kill you, God will not tell them to come back until somebody have died. But you don't command them 2 times. Now they serve in emergency. And they carry very heavy ass. To target people, the center of people's skull. And they cut skull once. That is why you know when he anointed Samson. He came to Samson in deep fellowship and said to him, he said, my friend, you are Nazarite. You know you took one jawbone of an ass and you killed 1,000 Philistines. There is a reason. It's not love. He said, the day you fail yourself, I will fail you. All who say God failed them, failed themselves. They broke the contact, the channel of fellowship. And then evil reigned on them. Can I tell someone something as I go to another? Please listen. God will never be cajoled. The church like cajoling him. He will never be cajoled. I said here in a course, I said in a course here, I said the doom of blind, naked, and dead gods. When you hear that a god is blind, a goddess is blind, a goddess is naked, or a goddess is dead, then the goddess is doomed. All blind gods are doomed gods. I don't know what somebody's hearing me. I say all blind gods are doomed. Doomed is an incapacitation, a mental or spiritual incapacitation that deprives a man the opportunity to see what God is showing him. I say it is a spiritual and a mental incapacitation that deny a living man the opportunity to see what God is showing him. So he became doomed. So because he's doomed, he focuses on the minors.